So this is what I did, and this is a template that I got. It's a royalty-free template that I got. And if you know basics of HTML and CSS, you can edit your website according to your own needs. And I think that is why I recommend every single person to know the basics of web development. So what I did is that all of these things that you see redirect you to my Behance posts. So I get audiences stuck on my homepage as well on anshmera.com and to my Behance. So earlier I used to put everything on anshmera.com, but that restricts a lot of traffic from my Behance posts. So it's important that you spread yourself everywhere through different SEOs, so that when they put in your name on Google or Instagram, they start from a single point, but as they browse through your work, they reach to that single domain that is anshmera.com. So it helps people to see everything in this one single spot. So I divided my work into three segments. First was technical, which had my hackathon projects and personal projects, and these were basically apps.
So how was your? So right now you're interning at Swiggy, right? How long have you been
Yeah.
interning?
So I interned with them in my summer holidays as well for 2 months. And I worked on a project that was like pretty awesome. It involved a bit of filmmaking and design and everything. They had tailored this project for me. And now that I had entered my 8th semester in VIT, I have continuing that same project for the upcoming 6 months. So I'll be with them till June.
Oh, nice. That's great, dude. Like you've almost interned for 9 months now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Also, Ansh, so like you mentioned before, you messaged Saptashi on Instagram, right? So that was the initiation of how you applied for Swiggy. Um, can you tell us the rest of the process of what kinds of interviews were there and what kinds of questions were asked?
So once I contacted them, they asked me few basic questions, and I think after they had a filtering round, and then they sent me a task,
Hmm.
which involved there were 2 3 challenges, and I could pick any challenge that suited me,
What
and
were
they
the
gave me.
challenges and what did you choose?
I think there were 3 challenges. One of them was about a food truck application. I can't remember the other two because I did the
Okay.
food truck
Yeah.
one, and they wanted me to come up with the concept, the business strategy, the wireframing, the visual design, and if possible, like a basic prototype.
Right.
And they wanted me to present everything in a PPT, like on a deck, so that it ends quickly.
Right.
And then I sent that submission to them, and I think I got a response after a week when Saptarshi came for a video call ka interview.
Okay.
And he was like very cool with me on the video call. That was the time when I was like, okay, I think I really want to go to this company, because until then it was that, yeah, Swiggy design is amazing, because had been following Saptarshi's work. So if you see his Instagram, he's been doing some
Right.
crazy work. So until then I was like, yeah, these guys are cool. But after that interview, when he spoke to me and when he asked me certain questions, I fell in love with the entire culture and the mindset that he had. So he asked me about what I like, what I'm expecting from the company. He was more interested in what I want rather than just putting me in a spot of asking questions and roasting me. So I think that was a huge relief.
That's really nice. Do you remember the questions that were asked and what approach did you take in solving that task?
Yeah, I think so. Some of the questions were that the main intention behind all those questions was that what is your intention. So they weren't focusing on the answer,
Hmm.
but they kept asking me what was your intention. And they didn't criticize my designs too much, because they said that obviously you're a student, but for every minute decision, including the color code, the font size, the images, the sounds that I used, they were asking me that, why did you do this, why did you do this, why did you do this. And they kept listening, and they
Right.
kept listening, and I don't really know what notes they were making in their mind, but I think they were focusing a lot on the process and not on the end product. So I
Right.
think, yeah, that's a good thing to do.
Also, you can't, I get that you can't reveal the second and third project completely, but is there anything you can tell in brief or maybe something like a hint?
So I think it's more about creating more dynamic and customized menus. We have added a lot of detail to the current menus right now, but we just wanted to make it more tailored for our audiences, because food is not just about eating the product. Even browsing plays a very important role.
Right.
So we wanted to make sure that that browsing itself is also a very good experience. And
Mm,
that is what we are working on right now. It's not just about having the product delivered at your home steps, but also having that experience of choosing that product. So
right,
that is what we're working on right now. I'll show you Swiggy design as well. So we have like multiple color schemes, and these are all the designers that we have, and every single row has a video in the start, then the picture of the person and his Instagram account, and a fun fact about that person, which is most probably related to food. Like, we've tried to keep it related to food.
right,
And it allows you to know more about the people behind the application, because people have been using the consumer app but they don't really know who's behind it.
right,
And this page includes people who are working on the vendor app as well, on the delivery app as well, so you get to know a lot of stuff which was previously unknown. So it's
right.
if you see all the videos, you'll have so much to learn from all these people one by one.